Hi, I'm Rob from Automated by the Global Society, and in today's video we're going to be looking at exporting data. And this is obviously a critical one because sometimes we just need to get all of the data out of our system or selected data so that we can do stuff with it in other systems or report on it. So let's start by logging into Ontraport because we're going to be doing our exporting straight out of Ontraport. And once again, inside Ontraport we have different objects. So this is contact object that I'm currently navigated to, but I also have custom objects inside my account, and you can export data from any of these objects, any object at all. So I'm here in contacts, and I can start by selecting some of the records. And you can actually hover over this little tick box and you can actually select all in the group or all of the records on this particular page. Sometimes you might just want to have a particular group, so you pull a group of contacts. That wasn't a particularly useful one. A particular group of students, a group of contacts, and then we actually have the data that we want to export. So up here in my action drawer, you'll actually see I have a whole range of different options relating to what I can do with these records once I've selected them in the list view. So what we want to do is actually export the data, which is this second to the right option. And I click on export and I have some options here. So firstly, who do I want this CSV file to go to? So I'm going to send it to myself. And then what I can do is, do I want to include a header row? Well, yes, I do. Do I want to export all of the fields, all of the record fields inside my, in this case, contacts object, but it could be experiences, organizations, etc. In this case, I'm going to clear all of those, clear all the fields, and I'm going to add some. And I'm just going to add the name. I'm going to add their first name, their last name. I'm going to add whatever fields you actually want to add. You certainly can. This becomes really interesting too. So we actually have linkages between, for example, the contacts object and organizations object. So here, employer organization. So let's say I'm running an export from the contacts object, and I want to retrieve the street address of all of the people, from the organization to which that person is related. So I can actually click on this little arrow to the right, and now I'm actually retrieving data from that contact's related organization over here. So I can click on address, and now you can see it says the employer organization arrow address. That is the street address from the organization's object that's related to the contact. So if this contact is related to an organization, they work at a particular organization, I'm retrieving the street address from that other object, which is nice. It's powerful. When this is ready to go, I just go up to the top and I click export, and that's going to, down the bottom left, tell me that the export has started. And when that file is ready, it'll actually get emailed to me. But there's another way to retrieve your exported data. So if I come back up to contacts and I go down to settings, click on settings, here in my settings for every particular object, you'll see there's an item about 2/3 of the way down called exported lists. Let's click on that. And right there is one of the exported lists that I've previously taken, so I could click on that to download it. It can take a few minutes for exported lists to come through, and particularly if you're exporting a lot of records, that can take some time. But all of your exported lists will appear here, and they only get kept for I think 3 or 6 months. So eventually those exported lists are deleted. But that's a really quick introduction to exporting lists out of Ontraport. They get exported as standard CSV files. So this becomes useful, for example, if we need to manipulate data in another system, if you want to export a bunch of data and create a mail merge, or if you want to create reports or pivot tables. All those things can be done by exporting data out of Ontraport and bringing that into another system. So log into your account if you haven't already done so. Navigate to one of your objects. You can go to any of your objects practice selecting a couple of records and practice actually exporting some fields out of that record and emailing it to yourself. And when that email comes through, click on it, download the file, and you'll see that this all works very easily. I will be seeing you in the next video after you've had a chance to practice your way through exporting lists from Ontraport. See you then.